What is up? My name is Brad and this is Operation GameCube. Now, for any of you that are new to the channel, in this series we're trying to build a GameCube collection starting off with just £10 by using our charity shops, our car boots, our Facebook marketplace, looking for stuff for cheap that we can sell for a profit to build a game fund to buy GameCube bangers. Now, before you say anything, I know my beard is crazy white and in dire need of attention. I just haven't had time to get round to it. Hopefully I will do soon. We'll sort this thing out and I can look a little bit younger. Hopefully. But anyway, let's get into the updates to the game fund. Now, the first thing we sold this week was that Carrie and the Tommy Knockers, that Stephen King omnibus. That went for $14.99. The next thing we sold was that Sims 2 on the DS. It was the NTSC version. That went for £10 and 19 pence. Next thing we sold was that Aristocats Polly Pocket from 1996. That went for £22. We've had that a little while now, so it's nice to see that go. Next thing we sold was that Derby County 24-25 kit. That went for £13 and 51 pence, I believe. And the last thing we sold over on Vinted was that Lego minifigure in a shark suit guy plushie. That went for £7. So after all deductions, that's a grand total of this to add to the game fund for a grand total of this. So yeah, game fund's looking alright. Hopefully we can pick up a couple games again this week. I'm liking the fact that we're adding games every week. Not sure how this week's going to look. I've got a ton of stuff to do. I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now that I need to get on top of all the stuff in the games room. It is crazy chaos. So that's definitely something I want to do this week. But let's just see how we get on. Let's go. Right guys, so I'm on my way into town today. I'm in desperate need of a trip to CX. I've got stuff piling up from the past few weeks that needs to be traded in. So let's get it traded in. Let's go. So once in town, we headed straight for the CX. Now this wasn't the shopping visit, we were purely here to do the trade in, and we ended up getting a tidy bit of voucher credit of the sum of £161 and some change. So while in town, it would have been rude not to hit the charity shops, and in this one here there was a little box of games and Blu-rays, and I did end up finding one or two bits and pieces worth picking up. And it was very much downhill from here. The rest of the charity shops yielded fruit. There's just not much about in the town centre charity shops. It's just the way it is. I did come across one VHS which I think I should have picked up in the form of Gang Related, the Tupac movie. I actually really like that movie and I'm sitting here wondering why I didn't pick that up. So another day here and a quick little dip into one of the local charity shops, and I found this box set here, All Creatures Great and Small, £4 on it. There's a little bit of trading in this. Now this charity shop here, we found some Wii games last week and there's still some of them left on the shelf just with no value, and they've added some DS games since then and again no real value in them either. So I did have a quick look but I couldn't find anything worth picking up. Now this was something I don't see every day, a bunch of PS1 games in the charity shop, and this charity shop nonetheless, a charity shop that very rarely has anything in. These were all £5 a piece, none of them were complete, they were all missing manuals, and I'm sure one or two of the front covers were reprints as well. £5 is not too bad. Had there been some games complete that I wanted for the collection, I would have picked up one or two, and the rest of the games on the shelf had no real value. So this charity shop here never has anything good in, and I often leave the place questioning why I bothered going in at all, but I do like to practice what I preach on this channel, and it's all about going into these places regularly because you never know, the time you don't go in there might be the time that they have some good stuff in. So this place here is a regular feature on the channel. I go in here all the time and I found some really good stuff in here in the past. As of late, the gaming section has been lacking, but I do ask at the till every single time if they have anything else out the back, and they always oblige, they always go and have a look, but as of late they just haven't been getting anything in. I did however find a few bits and pieces while I was at the till. They had just brought them out, they were just pricing them up, and I ended up picking them all up. They were toys, not games, but yeah, still some really good stuff. What are you doing? And the last little flurry of charity shops at the end of the week. Now, we'd already been in here at the beginning of the week and we didn't find anything. But when I went back in on this occasion, I did find something that I just couldn't go home without. Now, this charity shop here, we found some really good games last week. One seriously underpriced, and there was a bunch of cool comic books here on the wall, £5 a piece. Now, this place was supposed to go and set up at a Comic-Con, and that fell through. So I'm assuming all the stuff that they've kept to the side is slowly making its way out to the shop floor, this being a example of that. When I headed over to the electronics section as well, there was this boxed Wii, just unfortunately no controller. £35, would you have picked it up? Right guys, so one second, let me move these out of the way. Just push that to the side, that one's heavy. So yeah, tonight is the night. If you've been watching the past couple episodes, you will know that I've said that the games room is getting overrun with stuff that I need to list, stuff that needs to be sold, and stuff that I just need to get rid of. So today is the day I'm going to sort all that out. On top of all that, I've actually added something else to the games room, and that is a brand new kitchen. We're currently doing work to the house, fitting a new kitchen. We're not ready for it, but the kitchen is here. So it's currently in the games room, all stacked up over there. So it kind of makes it look even worse in here than it was, because everything's been pushed down this way. All the stuff is piled up, and yeah, it's just too much for me. So we're going to get to it tonight. Bought a bunch of these freezer bags, so we can list the toys with all their accessories, stick them all in the bags so we know it's all together then. And they're reusable as well, which is great. So once we sold it, we can just empty the bag and reuse it. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all the stuff that can be traded into CX off of eBay and Vinted and trade it into CX. There's no point having it sitting there. It's just getting too out of hand, like I said. So we'll pull all that down, take all that into CX, get rid of all that. We'll have a nice bit of CX credit, which we can spend. I've already done a trip earlier this week to CX. So tonight, if we can just get everything ready, I'll take all that stuff next week. But yeah, looking round is quite a task. There's a ton to do, but there's no time like the present. So I'm going to stick a film on and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through all this stuff and get it sorted. Wish me luck.
2,000 years later.
This isn't going to happen in one night. It's a hell of a job. I've definitely made a dent though, which is good. Watched Die Hard, which is always good. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with how I've got on. But yeah, I'm going to try and get out again this week, if not next week, and finish this all up. Might limit on how much I'm going to pick up this week, just until I get on top of this stuff. But yeah, I've definitely made a dent. Got a bunch of stuff to trade in at CX next week. Yeah, put a load of toys away, sorted through a load of stuff. Figured out what a lot of stuff is, and yeah, definitely made a dent. Listed a couple of items, not a great deal, but I really just wanted to get everything sorted, and then I could just come out here and list and get it all listed and sorted away into them boxes and tidy, so that I can get my game room back, because it's a bit of a mess in here. But yeah, very happy with how things are going, but I'm knackered, I want to go to bed, so I'll just catch you guys when I catch you guys, so in a bit. And that is going to do it for this week's episode. I'm very happy with what we've managed to achieve this week. A little bit different. Didn't get out and do a great deal of hunting this week. Still picked up a few bits and pieces to try and sell or trade, but just not too much. And for the next couple of weeks, that's kind of what I want to do. Sort of want to limit myself until I get on top of everything around me. If you can see it now, it still looks like chaos, but it's organised chaos, I promise. Yeah, I definitely made a dent in it, and hopefully we can wrap all this up next week. I also managed to get to CX at the beginning of the week, which was something I really wanted to do. I ended up getting like £161 and 70 pence in credit, but I did spend some of that on a couple of games for the collection, so we can add the remainder, which works out at £47 and 80 pence of CX credit left, so we can stick that into the CX fund. Yeah, that's right. I should do the money deductions as well. I spent a grand total of £22.50 on stuff to try and sell or trade, so we can deduct that now. That's the money done. Is there anything else I want to update you guys on? I don't think so. So let's just get into what we picked up to try and sell or trade. So the first few pickups are Blu-ray, and I paid £2 a piece for them, and I was initially going to stick them on eBay and try and get maximum profit for them, but they all have decent trading as well. And like I said this week, if I can trade it into CX, that's what's going to happen from now on, just so I can stay on top of everything with all the toys and other bits and pieces. Just holding on to all the media as well is just causing a lot of stock that I have to store somewhere. So I will be trading these in. First one is Fright Night 3D Blu-ray. It's brand new. I paid £2 for it. I think CX give you £5 trade. I think they sell it for 10. Next one is the Misfits Series 5. Again, I think you get £6 trade. I think they sell it for 10. And the last one is the Bourne Classified Collection. Again, I paid £2. I think you get £6 trade for this. I think they sell it for 12. So £6 into 17. Not too bad at all. Next pickup is this All Creatures Great and Small box set. The complete series. Paid £4 for it. I think CX give you £7 or £8 trade, so not too bad at all. I think they sell it for like 12, 14 quid, so it's nothing crazy. But yeah, again, I will trade it in. It's all good credit to go into the credit fund so we can pick up games. Either way, it's all profit for us. That is all the media we picked up this week. The rest is actually toys, which is kind of crazy because I've got a lot of toys to get into, so I shouldn't really be picking more up, but I just couldn't leave them behind. So the first thing is the last thing I picked up, but I'll do it first because the rest is like a bundle. So it is this like Jurassic Park Transformer thing. So it's the Jeep there, but it transforms into a T-Rex. Now I paid $2.50 for it. This thing's pretty cool. I'm not going to take it apart. Maybe I'll throw a picture up of what it looks like before and after. I'm not going to try and transform it because it looks an absolute nightmare. And I suck at these things, man. I've still got a Transformer in the box here. Because I can't figure it out, I haven't listed it. But yeah, cool little thing. I've never seen it before. Yeah, paid $2.50 for it. Hopefully around the £20 mark, we will see. But yeah, cool little thing. Have you seen this before? I thought it was cool. So the next thing is a bag of goodies, and I paid £10 for the lot. Now I saw this initially, and then I saw the rest after. It was all at the till, that's why I didn't catch any footage of it. They were literally bringing it out to price up, and I ended up buying it all. But the first thing is this double lightsaber. Oh wait, there is a button. Oh, there is a button. I was trying to get out the buttons at the bottom here. Oh my god. Yeah, cool thing this is. This should fetch around £20, hopefully. I didn't realise it had release buttons. That's so good. I was literally swinging this thing around. I was like, why is it not going out? There's a button, you wally. But yeah, cool thing. Paid $2.50 for it, but it came as part of this bundle for a tenner. Yeah, hopefully around the £20 mark. You don't see these all too often. Cool thing for a cosplayer. So the first toy I'm going to show you, I actually reached out on Instagram to ask anyone if they knew what it was. I then Google Lensed it, which I should have done in the first place. And it is a Transformer Beast Hunter, I believe it's called. Yeah, cool little thing this. I couldn't really figure out what the logo was here. But yeah, Beast Hunter, it's like a collaboration with Transformers, I believe. Let me know in the comments below if I am completely wrong. But yeah, had a little look at this. Brand new, it sells for like 60, 70 quid. So I'm not really sure how much I'm going to list it for. Hopefully around the £15, £20 mark. We will see. Obviously, I do my research a bit more thoroughly when I come to list them. These are sort of estimates. You know me, guys. You know me, I like to estimate. Right, the next toy, I didn't really know what it was at first glance. I thought it was cool. But it is a Yu-Gi-Oh toy. And it is some mad red dragon. The wings are here as well. Yeah, it's quite a rare figure, I believe. Anyone knows Yu-Gi-Oh, let me know in the comments below. I'm probably going to butcher this, but yeah. I saw this, thought it was really cool. It is a Yu-Gi-Oh figure. Should fetch around the £20 mark as well. Yeah, like I said, the wings are there. The downside is where the wings have been taken out multiple times. You can see a little bit of damage there, but they do go in and they do stay in. I'll show you now. So yeah, there he is with his wings. Pretty cool figure. I thought it was Dragon Ball Z at first sight, but yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, Red Dragon. The next figure is also Yu-Gi-Oh, and I believe he is called Obelisk the Tormentor. Mate, I looked this stuff up initially, but it just totally, I forget within seconds. It's my old age, see? It's because I'm old. Let me try and put them together first, put his wings in. Here's a cool figure, man. Pretty imposing. Look at this thing. Pretty sick figure. Yeah, these all came, like I said, for a tenner. Very cool figure there. Hopefully around the same sort of mark, maybe 15, 20 pound. Very cool looking figure. He's a beast. Decent size on him as well. So yeah, cool little figure that. And the last one, yeah, it's another cool figure. It is a Godzilla. I think it's a, how'd you say it? Sifubi? Is that what it's called? I could be completely wrong. It is from the Toho Company Limited, 2004. Here's a cool Godzilla figure nonetheless. I did quickly have a look, and yeah, around the 15, 20 pound mark again. That's sort of where I estimate these sort of toys. You know, I don't like to overestimate. I like to make a bit of profit, and I'm happy. You know, if people can get a deal off me as well, I'm happy for that as well. So yeah, cool little figure nonetheless. Gayuka! You idiot. And that is everything that we picked up to try and sell or trade. Like I said, I didn't want to go overboard this week with the amount of stuff I've still got to go through. But yeah, very happy with the stuff I found. And I did end up picking up, like I said, a couple of games from CX with that credit. But before we get into that, I did pick something else up. So I picked up one of the last Resident Evil games on our list. I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, Resident Evil 2. And I said, should I pick up Veronica X, you know, to complete the sort of subset? It kind of makes sense. I have it on the PlayStation 2. But when has that ever been a reason not to pick it up? The fact that I have it on another console. I have Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1, N64, GameCube and the PS4. So why wouldn't I pick it up? So I did. And I found this in a cash converters or cash max. Cash max it was. And I went in there and they had it priced up at £45. Now CX sell it for 48 quid. So I was already getting a deal. And this thing is pretty fantastic. Great condition. Really nice box. Complete manual. Both discs. Really nice condition. One tiny blemish is right on the edge here. I don't know if you can catch it on camera. Can you see that tiny little cut there? Tiny little thing there. Well, when I was at the till, I pointed this out to the bloke in there. I said, look, is there anything you could do about that? It's a little bit damaged. And he said, 1 second, mate. He went back to the back, spoke to the manager, and he came back and he said, I'll knock a £5 off. So I ended up getting this for 40 quid. So yeah, guys, if you're not asking for a discount on damaged stuff in a place like Cash Max or Cash Converters, you never know. What's the worst that can happen? They just say no, innit? But you might as well try, especially if it is damaged. You are paying for this thing after all. You want it in a certain sort of condition. But yeah, very happy to grab this for 8 quid cheaper than CX and in fantastic condition, minus that little blemish. So yeah, great to add this into the collection. I'm not deducting it from the money because it's not on the list, but it's great to have the full subset of Resident Evil games on the GameCube, 0 to 4 and Veronica X. Very happy. Now let's get into the CX pickups. Now when I grabbed that voucher at the beginning of the week, I started looking on the app to see what games were left on the list and what was available in stock. And one of the heaviest hitters on the list was actually in stock at my local CX. So I actually popped down there again this week to have a look, but it just weren't in good enough condition, so I didn't pick it up. So when I came home, I had another look and I decided to pick up 2 games. One quite expensive and the last remaining cheap game on the list. Came to a combined 112 quid or something like that. So let's open this bad boy up, have a look. The fact that they're both in the same box tells me they both came from the same store. And if that's the case, I do know there was a really nice condition. One of these games was in really nice condition in said store that had both games. Jesus, I complicate myself sometimes. So yeah, hopefully these are in good condition. We obviously know, well, one of them we don't know has a manual. Because it's the cheaper end, it doesn't have with or without manual. But anyway, let's open this bad boy up. Right, let's pull out the cheaper one first. So the last remaining cheap game on the list is The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition is a promotional compilation disc for the GameCube that includes 4 full games: The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, and the N64's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It also features a 20-minute demo of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, a video retrospective of the series, and a separate Wind Waker video. The disc was not sold in stores but was distributed through various promotions, such as being a reward for registering hardware or purchasing certain games. So on first glance, it's not in terrible condition. There's a little bit of damage along the top there. Or is that just paper? That might just be paper. I might better get that out. Yeah, not too bad. It's okay. Back looks fine. Spine looks fine. And it is complete, which is fantastic. With these cheaper games, you're never guaranteed the manual. So the fact that the manual is in there is great. Disc is good. Yeah, so I think this is a win. I think we'll keep hold of this. It's great to have another Zelda game into the collection. Let's stick it on the shelf and knock it off the list. Right there. Right there. Zelda collection down here. Only one Zelda game left. That is Four Swords. Like I said. So yeah, only one Zelda game left on the list. That's Four Swords. But like I said, I'm not sure whether Man, I'm just dropping stuff everywhere. Yes, one more game left. One more Zelda game left. Four Swords. Don't know if I'm picking up the big box or not. That's what I wanted to say without knocking stuff off every second. Let's get into the more expensive game. And that game is Mega Man X Command Mission. Mega Man X Command Missions is a turn-based RPG spin-off of the Mega Man X series, featuring a new storyline set in the 23rd century involving the discovery of Force Metal. Players control a party of 3 characters to fight the Rebellion army and their leader, Epsilon. The game features cel-shaded graphics, a cross-order system for powerful team-up attacks, and a progression system where characters gain experience and can be upgraded. So on first impressions, this thing is in fantastic condition. The outside looks great. Of course, there's a manual, and the disc is fantastic. So yeah, very happy with this. Now, I was sold on the cover art of this. I think it's fantastic. Look at that cover art. It is sick. Really like it. But this isn't really my type of game. Again, this is a turn-based RPG, which is wild for the Mega Man franchise. It's the first of its kind. I don't know if they've done any since. Let me know in the comments below if you're a bit more clued up on the franchise. But yeah, very strange sort of addition to the Mega Man series. A turn-based RPG. Now, from first glance, the reviews aren't too bad on it. Not too terrible. Obviously, I have to give it a go and try it myself. And I'm going to go in with a bit of a strange one because, like I've said many a time, they're not my real style of game. So I'm going to try and go in open-minded. But yeah, I was definitely sold on the cover art. Look how sick that is. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So yeah, let's stick this bad boy on the shelf. Let's knock him off the list. Mega Man X Command. And that takes us to just 6 games left on the list. Wow, that's wild. We still have a little bit of credit there. We've also got a huge bag of stuff that we're going to take into CX next week. All the stuff I pulled off from eBay and that. So we might be able to pick up a couple more games again. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself because we've still got a couple big things I want in the collection that I know for sure we're not going to get before the end of the year. But we might be able to clear the list by the end of the year. Is that too optimistic? There's a couple 200 plus games on there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Brad. We're still having fun doing it, so we'll just do it as we do it. We'll just keep going and it will get done. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week. A little bit different. I like to show you what's going on behind the scenes. Sometimes these episodes can be very black and white. Here's what we sold. Here's what we looked at. Here's what we bought. I wanted to show you behind the scenes the chaos or what happens when things get away from me. I normally try to stay on top of this stuff, but it's just been wild. But anyway, as always, guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, smash that like button. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.